Hey everybody, this is Cody Knight 22 here, and I'm coming at you with episode 4, I believe, of Cody Talks Fanfiction. And this is going to be a bit of a different episode theme-wise, and I'll talk about what I mean in a little bit. I'm excited for this theme. By consequence, it should be a little bit shorter. This episode should be a tad bit shorter than what would normally be a standard episode for this series, but I think that I could really use a break from... did my Xbox freeze? You have got to be kidding me. Hey everybody, this is Cody Knight 22 here, and I'm coming at you today with episode 4 of Cody Talks Fanfiction. This is the 5th time now that I've attempted to record this. The first 3 times I got booted out of my room. 4th time my Xbox froze while I was loading up the game. So here we go. I'm probably going to include that at the start actually. So today's going to be a bit of a different episode. It's going to be the first episode like this. I hope to do some more of these in the future, but I figured I might as well start out with just this one, and you'll learn what I'm talking about in a minute here. This episode should be a little bit shorter. But I'm going to try and pre-record some of these, so you're going to get 2 shorter ones while I kind of read up on some fan fictions to match a theme, and then I'm going to start editing and releasing them because I'm going to Boston for medical reasons. Anyways, now enough about me. None of you here care about me, am I right? And so... This episode, Jesus Christ, that was hard for me to say for some reason. I'm a moron. So this episode is going to be centered around a theme, and that theme is going to be author's spotlight. So basically, I'm going to take a particular author who has had a good amount of success on fanfiction, and I'm going to talk about his writing style, I should say, not his work. I'm going to talk about his writing style specifically. I'm going to give specific examples from some of the stories that I have read, and I'm going to do other things as well. I don't know what those other things are, but really it's going to kind of just be talking about his overall writing style. I don't know how much more simple I can make this. Alright, so, in case you're wondering, in case you didn't read the thumbnail of the video, the author spotlight this week, going to You Are Right Not. This aka Jaune. And so Jaune is really good at what he does. Jaune, some quick little notes about him. He has what I believe to be the fourth most followed story on the RWBY section of fanfiction. And Jaune Arc's Pain, which is also the 3rd most favorited story on the RWBY side of fanfiction. He has 2 stories over 200. He is one of over 200 followers. He's one of 2 authors to be able to claim that. He has 4 stories over 100 followers and 100 favorites. That is something to which no other author can claim. Second place is actually myself at 3. At 3 of those, and I'm probably never going to catch him. So that's kind of enough about him. As far as his, that's kind of just a quick little list of accolades, for him. But he's one of the most well-respected authors on fanfiction, because, you know, you kind of have to be dumb to not think that he would fall under that category after all the accommodations that I just listed off. Accommodations? That's not the right word. That's not the right word at all. Accomplishments, Jesus. I'm a writer. I should know this stuff. But so he is definitely he definitely is the most accoladed, I'd say. Despite the fact that Massages as the #1 most followed story, I'd say that he is the most accoladed individual author. And so that's just some quick notes about him. I'm gonna go ahead and not give any more notes about him, and I'm just going to say, or actually, I guess I technically kind of will because this whole thing is about him. But the stories that I have read that are by Mr. Yarn are Jaune Arc's Pain, which is his most highly regarded story. Or yeah, no, Jaune Arc's Pain, that's the right name. Jesus, I totally forgot the name. I was just reading this about 20 seconds ago. So the stories are Redo, Jaune Arc's Pain, an alternate start, a darker hero, and Pheremone Dust yarn version. I don't know if there were other authors that took a crack at this or something, but that's the name of the story. Just some brief notes about, or just what he does really as an author. He does pretty much solely Jaune-centered stories. I don't think that there's a RWBY story that he has done that is not centered around Jaune. So I guess he's kind of limited in that one way, but he definitely mixes things up a little bit, so it's not like it gets boring or anything. But he kind of bounces around inside of one style. I wouldn't say that the styles that he does are too different from each other. Like, it's not like he doesn't go from a horror story to a fluff story. He does pretty much solely romantic comedy with a dark edge to them of some kind. Romance humor with a dark edge to them. And in terms of plot, in terms of his ideas for plot, definitely is very, very good. I like the fact that no matter what, he always portrays John's family as a kind of jackasses. I think I've read those three stories, and these stories in which his family does get a mention in, which is Jaune Arc's Pain and an alternate start. His family are just total family are just jackasses. It's pretty entertaining, actually. I like the idea that not just Weiss has a bad family. I do like the fact that he is including Jaune in there. Everybody, sorry about that. Pretty sudden cut. Family just walked in, or my dad just walked in the room because of the reasons I was getting delayed before, trying to get them sorted out. Anyways, back to this. He seems to be on a mission to pair Jaune with everybody. He has paired Jaune with it's either going to be RWBY or Pyrrha. He has a story in which Jaune is paired with Yang. He has a story in which Jaune is paired with Yang that I have not read. It all begins with Sunfire. I might not read it though. I don't like the idea of that pairing. He has one where Jaune is going to be paired with Weiss, and he has one where just kind of everybody is thrown at Jaune and Pheremone Dust. I'm really excited to see the Jaune Nora pairing. But so he does always seem to kind of pair Jaune with somebody. Not necessarily a pro, not necessarily a con. And I know that there are some people that I do know that personally are not big fans of Jaune, so they would not like Yarn. But I think that he's very, very good at what he does. And what he does is tell stories about Jaune. So I can't really knock him at all. And he is definitely. Like I said, I love the way that he does a plot. The plot to, I love the way that he has done an alternate start, a darker hero. I think that it's great because he is one of the people to kind of take the teams and mix them up a little bit. It's Team JWNR, which is Jaune, Weiss, Nora, Ren. I don't know how that would be pronounced though. This is the one thing that kind of bothers me. He doesn't ever like say what the full things are. Team Jauner, I guess. Juner, I don't know. But anyways, and then Team RPBY. I have zero ideas in terms of how that one would be pronounced. So that's just some little quick notes about those. Or I guess not really, but so that's some pros to his writing style. I'm not really going to go into depth in the cons just yet, but I definitely think that out of all of his stories, the strongest is an alternate starter, darker hero. I know that Jaune Arc's Pain is his most favorable story, and I can kind of see why, or I'm starting to see why it is, but I don't think that'll ever surpass Jaune Arc's Pain in my mind. I think that Yarn has kind of gone about really crafting the story and universe well. I think that what he has given himself to work with there is a lot better than in Jaune Arc's Pain, because I feel as though that'll eventually top out. Whereas of an alternate start, a darker hero, I do not feel as though that's going to be tapping out anytime soon. Though hang on, I should clarify something. I am saying that I feel as though it might chap out soon, but an alternate start, Jean Arc's Pain is 36 chapters long. I'm only 22 in, or I'm only 20 in, I believe. But while an alternate start is only 12 chapters long, so I should clarify that. Obviously, Pheremone Dust is done. That was fluff. I felt, or that was more like a fluffy sort of a thing. So that's some more pros to his writing style. I think that, and here are some cons, and this is gonna seem weird because I'm going to be backtracking on one of these cons, but that's just kind of as I read and as stories progress. I think that some cons is that occasionally there are things that feel very soupy, that feel very heavy. Throughout the whole time reading Pheremone Dust, that's kind of how I felt, is that I felt as though the idea was cute, but the story was thick, as in it kind of grew old quickly. I did finish it though. It's 4 chapters long, and I generally give a story 5 chapters before I make a decision on whether or not I will continue to read it. Okay, I'm back, everybody. Just pay no mind to these sudden cuts, because let me tell you something, man, these are so much fun to deal with. Anyways, some things do feel very soupy. The whole time I was reading Pheremone Dust, that's what I was thinking of. It felt very thick and kind of hard to get along with. I did finish it. I normally give a story, anything that I read, 5 chapters before I make a decision on whether or not I will continue to read it, because I feel as though if it's still not good after the 5th chapter, then I'm gonna stop reading it. But it was, but obviously only being 4 chapters long, I didn't really have the ability to do this, and so I went ahead and just finished it. And I think it did feel very soupy. That's also how I felt towards the initial love triangle for Jaune Arc's Pain, is that also felt incredibly, incredibly heavy. And it was hard to get along with in general, where it was kind of like, this is not really all that great. This kind of like a love triangle thing. It felt like a distraction above all else, and it was just like, now I want to get back to other things. And so I think there are things that feel very soupy. And actually, there's no such issues like that with an alternate starter Darker Hero. There are none. It's the fact that everything that he does in that story is done well. But then I said I would backtrack, and the reason I have to backtrack is that the more recent chapters that I've read, I should clarify that, for an alternate, for not alternate start, for Jaune Arc's Pain, they are really, really well done as far as addressing the romance. As I feel as though given more plot outside of the romance to work with, and given more things, and given more of a setup to do so, the love triangle has suddenly become less of a blatant distraction that is nothing but pestering to read. The love triangle has now become something that is interesting, and that I'm now excited to see as to exactly how it will pan out. And so that is just one thing, and this is kind of goes to a pro of his. You can actually see improvement in writing as Jaune Arc's Pain kind of goes around, and I love that. I love stories where you can see the improvement as time goes on. I really do love that, because I feel as though, excuse me, it is natural to read a story, have it be good at first, but slowly as time gets on, get better and better and better, because that kind of just shows that that the author knows what they're doing, and that's how I feel with Jaune Arc's Pain. I am all caught up on the other 2 stories that I've read by him, or no. Yeah, no, sorry, Jaune Arc's Pain, that was right. I wish an alternate start in a Darker Hero and then Jaune Arc's Pain, it sounds like they should be the same story. There you go, there's a con. Name them something else. I'm kidding. I like the names where they are. But with Jaune Arc's Pain, there definitely is improvement there. I'm all caught up on I'm not all caught up on that one yet. I don't really think that my opinions are going to change too much of his overall writing style, honestly, because I finish up this one story. But I will say that he is definitely improving. And I'm excited. I'm excited to get caught up on this. I'm actually going to finish recording this and then go back to reading it. I'm kind of taking the day off. I'm going to try and get a little bit ahead in Cody Talks fan fiction, and I'm going to get some other things done, or I'm going to read as well because I need time to read. Anyways, enough about me. I keep saying that, but now it's truly enough about me. So overall, I'm going to be grading the authors as well in terms of where they are caliber wise, and I'm going to be doing things differently. This is going to be a traditional review thing out of 5 stars. You got to get all 5 stars to get the cookies. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyways, so how would I grade Yarn? Well, I think that overall it's pretty easy to form a list of the reasons that he has done well. And I believe that, just the way that he approaches writing is very, very smart, and it's a very, very intelligent way of doing so, which I'm appreciative of. I think that all right. I think that he approaches everything as kind of a new challenge and a way to improve as a writer. And while I do say he does not stray too far from where he is comfortable. And I can't blame him. I think that is actually a smart thing to do. I think that he does everything. I think he does everything well, and or everything that he does it well. So I believe overall, I would grade him. I have to detract some things. I don't know what else he is really capable of beyond this. Like I said, romance humor with a bit of a dark edge to it. I don't know what else he can do. I know that he's very good in this one realm, but as an author, I would be appreciative of seeing other things that he is capable of doing. And I would, like I said, I would appreciate doing that. I understand why, though. I understand that it's scary. I mean, you don't ever really want to stray outside of where you feel comfortable as a writer, because, like I said, it's a scary idea. But I think that it would be nice to see it. I do have to detract from how soupy some things do feel that he has done. So I do have to detract a little bit from there if he could smooth things out. Otherwise, though, I would say that this guy he's consistent. If nothing else, he is consistent. So overall, I would give him 4.5 out of 5 because I feel as though consistency is very important, and he has it in spades. So he gets my approval for this one, 4 out of 5 stars. I think that if you are hankering to just binge read an author, which I actually posted about on Reddit, I was trying to get some answers for this, that way I have ideas on how to do in the future. I think people just thought that I was fishing for compliments, and I really wasn't. I genuinely wanted answers to this. Anyways, but if you're hankering to binge read one author's work, as of right now, I would say do it with Yarn because he is very, very good, and it definitely is worthwhile to do. So at this, I'm going to call the video. Like I said, there's going to be a shorter video. Thank you to everybody for watching this. Please like, comment, subscribe, do whatever floats your boat, and I will see you next week.